Are you looking for cheap loose leaf green tea? You've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to be going through a list of the best cheap loose leaf green teas and telling you a little bit about each one. We'll also spend some time talking about the different types of green teas that tend to be cheaper and how you can get your money's worth in the world of tea. Before we get started, it would really mean a lot to us if you could subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for future tea videos. If you'd prefer to read about this topic, we have a great blog article on our website and we'll put the link in the description below. Without further ado, let's get started. Number one on our list of cheap loose leaf green teas, we have Bancha. While most premium green teas like Sencha, Gyokuro, and Matcha are made from the younger leaves of the tea plant, Bancha is made from the older leaves. While the tea plant needs to produce a lot of caffeine to protect its younger, more tender leaves from insects, these tougher leaves produce less caffeine. The tea can also contain older tea stems, which have a tiny bit of bark on them. The flavor of Bancha is quite different as well. While Sencha is stronger on these steamed vegetable taste profiles, the flavor of Bancha rests more on these notes of warm wood, cereal, and popcorn. There's a slight hint of these more citrusy flavors, but they're not too sharp on the palate. Bancha makes for a good snacking tea, as it pairs well with things like nuts and popcorn. This tea is commonly drunk after a meal to help with digestion. Number two, we have Genmecha. Genmecha is made by combining tea leaves with toasted rice. Like a lot of other teas on this list, Genmecha was invented as a way to make the tea harvest last longer. During times of hardship, people would add the toasted rice to the tea leaves to increase their tea supply. It can also help during times of fasting, as the flavor of the tea is reminiscent of a nice warm bowl of rice. The tea has become quite popular due to its lower price tag, its warm cereal flavor, and its lower caffeine content. This is a common tea to serve at restaurants because it's well liked and it's low in caffeine. The tea plants used to make this tea are the older leaves in the tea plant, making it similar to one of the earlier teas we mentioned, Bancha. Number three, we have Kukicha. This is a roasted tea that was discovered in the 20th century, as tea producers again wanted to make sure that they could get the most out of their harvest. This tea is also made from the older leaves of the tea plant, but they are roasted in order to give them warmer tasting notes of coffee, caramel, or even chocolate. The leaves are either turned in a roasting machine or in a large hot pan until they're fully roasted. The leaves change from green to brown, and the color of the brew tea now becomes a reddish brown. This tea becomes more popular in the fall and winter months, and in some parts of Japan you can even see them roasting Kukicha at street markets. The tea is still drunk in the summer, and it's especially enjoyed as a cold brew. The cold water extracts more of the sweeter caramel notes of the tea, making it a nice refreshing drink for a hot day. Number four, we have Kukicha. Finally on our list of the best varieties of cheap loose leaf green tea, we have Kukicha, a tea made by combining stems with tea leaves. This tea was a discovery made by farmers, as they had to sell all the tea leaves they produced and were only left with the stems. They found that these actually worked quite well when infused, and soon began experimenting with different types of stem teas. Now stem teas have become more appreciated, with some even preferring them due to their mild straw flavor. The stems of the tea plant don't produce nearly the amount of caffeine as the leaves, so these Kukicha teas are known for being low in caffeine. Karagane is a more premium stem tea that's made from the stems and leaves of shaded tea plants, like those used for Gyokuro. This tea takes on a much sweeter flavor and works great as a cold brew. Is there an inexpensive matcha option as well? Although it's not technically a type of cheap loose leaf green tea, the Latte Grade matcha is an affordable way to get a matcha experience. While premium ceremonial grade matcha is quite expensive, this matcha used for lattes is very affordable. A good way to get started into the world of matcha is to begin by experimenting with matcha lattes, and this is the perfect matcha for that. It has a slightly stronger flavor that can be tasted through the oat milk, giving you a nice balance between the smooth, creamy flavors and the more vegetal flavors of a matcha. Once you start to like the flavors of these matcha lattes, you can always substitute it for more premium matchas later on. The Latte Grade matcha is also lower in caffeine, so you can drink it throughout the day rather than just in the morning. If you're interested in drinking matcha plain, just as they do in the tea ceremony, and you're looking for a more inexpensive option, you may want to try the matcha tea noike. While this matcha may seem quite expensive to most people, in terms of quality it's half the price of a lot of its competitors. Just like the noike hojicha, this matcha is produced on the small farm of Mr. Noike. Mr. Noike likes to keep his overhead low and let the quality of the tea speak for itself. This matcha is incredibly smooth because it comes from the Okumidori cultivar. Although it may be in the price range of a latte grade matcha, this tea is smooth enough to drink plain. This is definitely a good starting point if you're interested in diving into the world of the tea ceremony and preparing your own matcha at home. If you're interested in cheap loose leaf green tea, you may also be interested in saving money on high quality tea as well. If this is the case, we recommend that you sign up for the monthly tea club. With the monthly tea club, you'll get our best teas delivered at a 16% discount, and you'll also get a free teapot to prepare them all in your first month. This is the perfect way to begin your journey into Japanese green tea, especially if you're on a budget. Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. Again, it would really mean a lot to us if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video to see more like it in the future. Until then, we'll see you next time.